Good morning. Welcome back to BT on your Wednesday. More and more people, especially Gen Z, they are turning to AI for emotional support, even calling ChatGPT their therapist. But is it a helpful coping tool, or is it a real harmful shortcut? Here to help us unpack it all is mindset coach. We welcome her back to BT is Hina Khan. Or Hina Khan. Hi, Hina. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. This is fascinating because ChatGPT. We talk about AI a lot on the show, and why are they going towards this for therapy?
Well, it was so interesting because I was actually talking to some of your crew, and they mentioned that they use ChatGPT sometimes as their therapist because they can get an instant answer.
Sure.
They're really comfortable with the technology, so there's no barrier to using the technology. It's non-judgmental, so they could really share some deeply personal things. It's affordable, right? So for all of those reasons, it can make sense. But here's the thing. Information does not mean transformation.
Yeah.
And transformation, I believe, really happens when you're sitting one-to-one with somebody because you're picking up on their nonverbal cues, body language. There's so much nuances. Sometimes I'll be with a client and they'll start tearing up and we can stop there and say, hey, what's going on? ChatGPT is not asking you what's going on in those moments. So I think it can be helpful, but it's not a replacement.
Let's compare the two because you have the accessibility access because it's easy peasy, but towards the authenticity aspect. Okay, so how does the convenience ease the elements of the therapy?
Well, I think of it when my firstborn was little. We had those baby bouncers. Did you ever use them with your kids?
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I loved that because it gave me a break. It gave me a chance to go do other things. It gave me some relief. So it was great. But I think you would agree it would never replace that human connection of holding your child and the growth that happens when a parent and a child are in skin-to-skin connection. So it can be used as a tool, yes, but it cannot be used as a replacement for therapy.
Okay, so then how do we use it? If we want to use it, how do we use it responsibly?
I think you can use it for certain things that are more surface level. Maybe it's more strategy, like goals, like how should I, do my goal? What are some habits? Maybe you want to move from disempowering habits to empowering habits. Maybe you want to do some journal entries, because I think it can ask you some thought-provoking questions that can require you to really think and stretch your thinking. So those are ways that you could use it, where you're really using it in a way to enhance what you're doing, but not as a diagnosis.
Well, because we would be using like past cases on the internet to assess your issues, right?
Exactly.
And everybody would be different going through situations. Is that what we're really worried about?
Yeah, and everybody is different. And also there's no accountability either. So you get the information, but does that mean that anything is going to change? You could still be, and you probably will be, still getting in your own way.
Because you can specify it so much. If this doesn't work, then you can ask it something else, and it will kind of really try to nail down the point, but not that human connection.
Exactly.
Okay, let's put this to the test.
Okay.
So, Hina, you will read a prompt out loud.
Yes.
And then I'm going to guess if this is a moment for AI or a real mental health professional. Which one I should go for?
Exactly. Okay. First question. I'm scared to go back to work after being on maternity leave for 18 months. Is this for AI or a real mental health professional? Do you want me to repeat it?
No. So, so you're going back to work after being on maternity leave for how many months?
18 months.
18 months. Okay, so that might be... I think you could ask ChatGPT this, because I think they might look at other situations and maybe help you out there.
Yes, I think you could go to ChatGPT with this as well, because maybe there's things around organization, about going back to work, about juggling it all. However, the only piece for me that I was like, I want to talk to somebody is I'm scared to go back to work. So I would want to know, what is that fear? Is it the fear of having to do a lot more on your plate, or is there a child, or is it fear of guilt? What are you scared of? So that's what I would want to know.
Okay. What's the next one?
The next one is, I'm in my 4th year of university and I'm really struggling mentally and have a lot of anxiety talking to my teachers. I'm also going through a breakup with my partner and I don't want to leave my house or talk to my friends. AI or real mental health professional.
I think we know that one is a real.
I hope we do. I hope we do, Tim.
Yeah, this is a real mental health professional because there's multiple situations there. How is AI going to help you in multiple different ways if there's some stress and something weighing on you from different areas?
Exactly, and this is an opportunity to go professional at the university who understands the pressures that students face. But yeah, this is all collapsed into one big thing, but you've got to unpack this.
What do we do? A lot of it is affordability. And they're worried about paying for a mental health professional when they can just go to ChatGPT. What would you say to that?
Well, I think that what's so beautiful is there are places that you can go where there's a sliding scale. And so you could use ChatGPT sometimes in between sessions to support you and then take that into your sessions. But also at universities, they have mental health professionals available complimentary for free. So start to access these resources.
Wonderful chat. Where can we find more information?
Well, what's so beautiful is we're having an event that's all about human connection. That's happening September 13th in Toronto. And there's more information on my Instagram at Coach with Hina in the bio.
Hina, thank you so much.
We love
our chats because we always learn a little something. Good stuff.